I'm back with my next episode of Sunday Stories. Today, the title, as you must have all read it before, is Alive in Memories. Yes, a very emotional, I should say it is an episode, a part of someone's life, which also motivates us, teaches us the art of living. This is a story about a doctor, lady doctor. When the story starts, she is there in the hospital looking after so many patients the whole day. She goes to one patient, she goes to the other patient, wearing that kit. You must have all seen the kit that the doctors wear since the arrival of COVID-19 virus. So that whole kit she used to keep wearing the whole day and keep serving each and every patient with a lot of love, compassion, care. So the day gets over. When the story starts, she's serving everybody. Now the day gets over. She quickly takes out the kit that she was wearing and goes to the parking. She has a car parked there. She goes there, sits in the driver's seat, very tired, a very sad face of hers. Whole day, no one is able to see her properly. She's wearing her specs and she's wearing the face is covered with mask, and then they wear the kit that covers your whole body. She's in a light color suit and a very sad and serious face. A face that tells us the story of her loss. She had lost her husband, who was also a doctor and had served so many COVID patients. He fell ill. There were complications in his own body and he expired. Now when she comes and sits in the car, she is reminded of the moment when, after every day's hard work, her husband, who was also a doctor, a surgeon doctor, he was a surgeon, he used to perform operations. He used to come and pick her up. They both were in different hospitals and he used to come and pick her up daily. So she comes and sits in the car and she's reminded how her husband used to come and always, he was in a very, very jovial mood. He was a person, a lively person, a person full of love for life, for living. Every day when he used to come and pick her up, the car stereo was playing different types of songs of the olden times, and they both used to drive back home singing those songs. We all know the life of a doctor is a very hectic and a difficult one. We all have seen the way the doctors have served as frontline workers during the pandemic that is still not over. How they serve people, not taking a day off, not caring about their own selves, not caring about their own families, not meeting the families for so many days. Now when she starts her car and she's driving back home, she crosses a market and she's reminded how her husband used to every day offer for eating food from outside or picking up food from outside. He was a man full of life, I said, and he loved street food. And she always, when he was alive, she always used to tell him, why do you being a doctor, you stop people from eating from outside, but why do you eat? but he loved street food. And in fact, when she refused, they used to both go change and all, and then cook street food in the same manner as the street shopkeepers, they cook. He was so full of life. He used to cook food for this lady. He knew life of a doctor is so very hard. He knew that the wife was also doing such a lot of hard work the whole day. But he, being the man of the house, used to come home tired though, but used to cook food, tasty food, delicious, mouth-watering food for the wife, and they both used to enjoy the dinner after the whole day's hectic work. She goes home and she's reminded wherever she passes through, everything, every market, every shop, every place reminds her of her husband. And she's all in tears, and she comes back home. She goes to the kitchen. She doesn't want to cook anything. She takes out bread, puts butter on it and eats. She doesn't want to do anything. Alone, all alone in life. She goes off to sleep and she's not able to sleep. And as she closes her eyes, she's so tired. And even if she has a sleep for a few minutes, she's reminded of the dead body of her husband. How he had collapsed in the hospital and had never come back home. The doctors had called her up. She, wearing her kit, had run to his husband's hospital. She had too tried her level best to save her husband, but she had not been able to. She gets up in the morning. She's very tired because she's not able to sleep properly. She's still tired early in the morning, and then she calls her psychologist friend, calls her over for breakfast, tells her what she's going through, and that she needed some lessons in healing. The friend helps her. They start talking about how they are going to go about this healing session, meditation and all that. Everything she tells what she will do in the week that was to, heal her up. Next morning, after the friend goes, she gets ready for the hospital, and on the way, she just has an idea. She stops her car at the red light and feels that there may be so many people who must be suffering the same. So many people have lost their near and dear ones during this second wave, especially of COVID-19. She gets reminded of her own patients, her own friends. How many people had lost, someone had lost their father, mother, or friends, or their children. Or some males had lost their wives. And she feels if she was not being a doctor, she was finding it so difficult to cope up with life. What must they be going through? So then she starts off creating a group in Facebook, and she writes Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, she tags everything, and she makes a group for those isolated people, the people who are lonely. If they need healing, or if they needed any help, someone to talk to, someone who had lost, they could all come together and do something good. Do something that was worthwhile for living this mysterious life, the length of whose we all are unaware. She reaches office, wears her kit, goes and starts doing her duty, visiting different patients in the different wards and rooms and ICU and everything. She comes back to her room and then she sees that there are around 300, 400, messages. And she quickly opens and she sees, all right, so many people joined that group. And there's a spark of excitement in her. She becomes so very happy, not expected more than 1 or 2 people to join that group, even if they read it that day. There were so many people who had joined her group, and the group's name was Keep Alive in Memories. She is very excited the whole day. There's a smile in her face. Everybody notices there's something different about her. Every day she was so sad, so gloomy. And today when the day is over, she comes back home. She's very excited because then she had put up a message that we all need to talk to each other every evening around 8. She gets back home, drives back quickly, prepares something for herself, and she sits in front of her laptop. So many people were present there. It was a good group of 300, 400 people. And they all decide that they would first start one by one. Each one will start telling about their lost ones. So, and after that, they would talk about the hobbies of the lost people, of the people they had lost, the different things that they did, the different things that they wanted to do, the different things that the people who had died had in their wish list. And they all decided that they would help each other do it, fulfill it. So now was the time of excitement. Someone who had lost had a lot of cooking habit. They loved cooking as this lady's husband. So everybody started cooking and they started sharing their recipes and photographs and everything. This was the day she started cooking actually after her husband's death. Then there was somebody who wanted to go out to a particular place. They all planned a holiday. They all went out. There was somebody who loved gardening, buying different types of plants. They all started buying different types of plants, decorating their homes with plants. Each and everybody did whatever their lost ones used to do, wanted to do, were, things that were there in the wish list. And somehow every day this lady became so excited, and so must the other 300, 400 people must be. And their people, kept joining her group. And then this was the turning point in her life. Every day she was excited about meeting everyone at 8 o'clock. They cried together, they laughed together, they talked together, they joked together. There were people, who wanted to write a novel. There were people, there was a person whose son was writing a novel and that was left incomplete. These all people in the group, they gave her ideas, they completed the novel. They got it published. It became one of the best sellers. And after a good number of days, there was a great change in this lady. She had become so very busy and happy. One year passed, the day her husband had died, and she closed her laptop. And somehow she felt he was sitting in front of her. Nothing to get horrified. He was not actually sitting. It was a way she had kept him alive in his memories. She'd never felt that he was not there. She started doing everything that he was doing, that he loved to do. This is the way she kept him alive. And each of the people who were there in the group, they kept their lost ones alive in their memories. Don't be saddened when we lose someone. That is the way of life. The day we were born, our death day was decided then and there. It is sad. It is very, very heartbreaking when a person we love leaves us. But that is the way of life. But that doesn't mean we stop living. That doesn't mean we find it difficult to cope up with life. We need to know the art of living. If any of you has lost some near and dear one, teach him something of this sort. Do what they all did. Follow their passion. It will become yours. And they will always be alive. Do let me know how the story was. We'll meet next in the next story. Till then, goodbye.